Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. This is Lady Lotus. I'm here with another video to update you and just process my latest update regarding my spiritual progress and development. So y'all, so there is a confirmation or clarification I feel like I got today that I'm just gonna roll with, and I feel good about it. I do. Feelings are fleeting. I'm trying to remember that myself because I honor my feelings a lot. But they can be fleeting. But what I'm trying to do, I guess, is set myself up to where my feelings aren't so fleeting, to where my feelings that I feel are serious, so that I'm not feeling so many feelings. So many feelings that are fleeting. Okay, y'all. So, today there's been a lot of synchronicities. Today is a new moon. Look, this is so funny because when I was pre when I was thinking about and talking about and anticipating this new moon before it came, I say at least a week before it came, I'm like, oh, new moon in Gemini. I'm here for it. I'm ready for it. And then it became clear that it was in Taurus, or it's in Taurus. And I'm like, let me go check my moon app, okay? I use Moon X. What it has showed me was that even in just today, May 19th, the new moon, would be first in Taurus. And also then Gemini. So it's not completely in Taurus alone. So by the time I got home from work and stuff and I checked my moon app, it's already in Gemini. It was already a Gemini at 0.1%, but still new moon energy. So I'm like, okay, cool. Or 0.1 degrees or something like that. So we still we in there. We in Gemini now. New moon in Gemini, which I vibe with, y'all. I vibe with Gemini energy on a casual level. Like, I probably wouldn't necessarily say like a romantic level, like, you know, people who are probably sun signs in Gemini or have a lot of energy in Gemini, but like my midheaven is in Gemini. So I vibe with Gemini energy. I got a lot of air in my chart. In one sense of astrology, I'm Aquarius. In another sense, I'm Capricorn. But even in that other sense of being Aquarius, it's still pretty prominent in regards to like me showing up in the public. So it still makes sense. But both ways, which I'm talking about, sidereal, I think that's how you say it. I know that's how it's pronounced. Sidereal astrology and tropical astrology, or Placidus, one of them. In both of those, I am Gemini midheaven. So it's fine. So I vibe with Gemini midheaven a lot. I really do. One of my favorite family members is sun sign Gemini. So I vibe with that. So I was really looking forward to this new moon in Gemini. And then I found out it's in Taurus. And I'm like, well, shit, because that's kind of the opposite. Like, I don't vibe with Taurus really that much. But now I know why this new moon was so necessary, even for myself, because ain't no reason why I shouldn't be vibing with any energy of myself, because we all encompass and house all the energies of all the different constellations, those that we know of and those that we don't, and those that we honor and those that we don't. So there's no reason for me to be feeling any negative energy towards any of the signs. But Taurus is definitely one of those that I've struggled with due to my experiences in life so far. But now I know Taurus rules second house energy. And also it's a part of my eighth house, which It's deep mysteries. And then to rule second house energy is about money, values, natural talents and gifts that you're born with. You come here with to turn into to utilize in the commerce game, the game of commerce. You know, it's been kind of fucked up for me. And then to have Venus energy retrograde in my my birth chart is like, ooh, blessings to this baby, in terms of the life and experience of money. I mean, even though I've been pretty covered and protected, and you know, my spirit team looks out for me for real. But you know, I think I've gotten to a place to where, and I think that's where this new moon is about. This new moon is about realizing where you are right now. Where are you right now in that area of money and love and, you know, other things that we can receive and we count of value. So when people give us things, it's gifts. You know, when we looking for things to come from elsewhere, it's a lot of times it's money, it's love, you know, it's all those things. And so, you know, all these things of value. And so when I was thinking about the new moon being in Taurus first, I'm thinking, because you know Taurus is a fixed earth sign, so I'm thinking fixed earth, where are you right now? Like new moon wise, fixed earth energy and new moon. This will kind of tell you moving forward. And something tells me this is regarding those who are of the divine collective, are the divine, the chosen, these highly spiritual, awakened, intuitive people and folks and souls on the earth. Where are you at this time of this new moon that will greatly assist you in figuring out how you need to utilize your mindset? Mutable air, Gemini, moving forward. And not just how, but so where are you materialistically right now? Okay. And then what are you thinking about? How are you thinking right now? Putting all that together, moving in that energy, moving forward. I'm getting a sense of like acceptance of where you are physically right now. And you know, it was crazy last night, that really came through for me. Last night I was journaling, channeling, and just getting downloads as I was just watching other videos. But you know, I was keeping my pen and my paper close. That's how I operate. My pen and my paper. I need my pen and my paper. Can't take my pen and my paper away from me. You can have your technology, you can have all that. I need my pen and paper. Pen and paper. Always. So, I got my pen and my paper. And I'm listening to whatever videos or maybe movies I was watching. It was videos, movies, something like that. And what kept having me pick up my pen and write on my paper was a whole bunch of different things in relation to being content. Not just being content as a philosophy, but for me personally, like, I was really just processing my contentment. Like, I'm content. Oh, wow, I'm content. You know, what's crazy about that, I had somebody, a neighbor, somebody that lives near me, for the second time came and asked to mow my lawn, my yard, my grass. Okay, I really wish I do. I really wish this wasn't a responsibility I had to worry about, but you know, it's whatever. Sometimes I'll be like, F it, the landlord's gonna come and realize that the grass need cut, they'll handle it, but whatever, right? So I have this neighbor who come and ask, can he cut it? Because usually I have somebody who comes and cut it, but I think he just been going through something, whatever. So neighbor come not too long ago and cut my front. I got a backyard too, But it's not just my backyard, by the way. I live in a duplex. I got neighbors, but, well, not necessarily. I have a neighboring residence that currently nobody lives in. So I'm responsible for all the yard. Whatever, I do it. Okay? Because I don't like unsightliness anyway. But my previous neighbor who did live there, we were cool. Me and her would split the cost. Now it's just on me. Whatever. Okay, so anyway, my other neighbor comes and asks if he can cut my front yard. Cool. So that was not too long ago. He cut the front. Then he come back because my back is out of, it's crazy, y'all. Crazy. And then they over here talking about some, ooh, baby, if you don't handle that, you're going to get some snakes. You're going to have some snakes and they can come in your house. Like, don't put that on me, right? Got me thinking and waking up talking about, what's that noise? Is that a snake? Because I don't deal with them, y'all. I'm from the city. Country at heart, but I'm from the city. I don't think I've interacted enough with snakes to be like, oh, look here, little snake. No. So I don't want that. So my neighbor, he gonna come talk about something. You know, you want to get that cut. You know, you probably got some snakes back there. I'm like, look, what's it gonna cost? You feel me? So he told me to call. So I'm like, all right, okay, boo. I think I can do that. And mind you, this is somebody who I recognize could use the assistance anyway financially. So I'm like, I put all that together. I'm like, okay. Even though I would really prefer the landlord to just come out and handle it. But whatever. So, y'all, my neighbor does my backyard. Now, this is like a week or two after doing my front yard. But he took it upon himself to do the front yard, too. I'm like, oh, go ahead. I'm not increasing the pay because, look, we all need a little help around here. Okay. So, anyway. So something happens where I accidentally gave him less than what the agreement was. I promise it was on accident because I don't know what the heck. Like, Spirit is funny because I get cash. This was the night before Mother's Day. I go and I get cash off my card. I wrap it all up in the receipt, like all together, just up in the receipt. It was nighttime, so I wanted to get the money out of view, you know, whatever, before I get to my car. So I wrap it all up in the receipt, bundled it all up or whatever. Then eventually, I don't know if I got home, and then I took the money. This is my impression. My understanding was I took all that money, all the cash, took it out of the receipt and put it in my wallet. So I'm thinking I took the whole amount because I only took off the card what I needed in terms of what he was saying that he could do it for. So then put it all, from my understanding, in the wallet. So when he came, finished what he was doing, it was like, I'm done. I checked it out, blah, blah, blah. Cool. I get the money directly out of my wallet. It was all the cash I had in my wallet, so I just took all the cash in my wallet. It should have been all in one, right? I didn't even count it. I'm just like, to me, I took it all out the receipt. You know, I wrapped up in the receipt, took it all out of there, put it in my wallet, blah, blah, blah. Give it to him. He comes back probably about 20 minutes later, and it's like, hey, I know the agreement was this. I only got this. And I'm like, looking at him like, what? Because I don't play people. I don't play people like that. I don't. So I'm like, what? He's like, you did. You only gave me da-da-da. I'm like, hold on. So I go, I'm like, what the hell? So I'm like, I know this he ain't about to give me. Look, I ain't trying to get nobody, and you ain't about to give me. All right? So that's where my mind went, right? You ain't about to play me, bro. So I go, I check, because I know. I took all the money out of my wallet, so I checked my wallet. I'm like, no more cash in my wallet. So I'm like, what happened? Something tells me, check the trash bag, you know, the grocery bag. That's now a trash bag. Luckily, I believe it was still on the counter, not yet thrown in the trash. Sometimes I put my grocery bags under the cabinet. Sometimes I throw some of them away. Most of the time, they end up under the cabinet. This one I had yet to put under the cabinet or in the trash. But, it was going in one or the other, but nothing's supposed to be in it, regardless of where it goes. I go to grocery bag, I see the receipt. So, and it's crumbled up, right? So it's ready to go to the trash. Pull out the receipt, y'all. And then the last bill that bro needed was still in the receipt. Okay, so period. I'm like, what the hell? That's crazy. Like, just, I don't be just mishandling money like that, you know. So then I go back to the front door. I'm like, wow, look. And I'm really trying to make it clear, like, I ain't never on that time. I ain't never trying to play nobody, deceive nobody. I was about to say, especially financially, but period. No type of way. Energy is energy. What you put out, you will get back. And me, even more so. Spirit don't let me get away with shit. Okay, I'm held to some pretty high fucking standards. So I'm very careful with the way I treat people and all that. And I just don't have that mind of deception and deceiving people. I really don't. So it was an honest mistake. Honest. So I'm over here trying to make sure he knows that. Like, oh, I came out to the door. I'm like, wow. Like, I said, it was crumbled up in the receipt, in the trash bag, in the grocery bag. And I thought I had took it all out, put it in my wallet, and then went from my wallet to you. I said, well, here you go. And then, so, point of telling all that was, it was only the background to this part. It was only the background to this piece of the conversation. So I'll give dude his money, right? And then he's trying to tell me about a nearby house. Okay, a nearby house that is like around the corner or something. And he's like, hey, you can, you know, you there's this other house around the corner, it got a garage and da 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 da. And he was low-key trying to like, well, okay, he telling me about the house. It got a garage, and I know it costs just about what you pay here. And I think he said I could buy it. He said you could buy that house. He said it got a garage, and he said some other stuff that, yeah, I didn't really understand that much. But then he was like, all I'm saying is, get out of this house. You don't need to stay here. You know, and then he's all like, it was just a little extra, you know, I guess why he had my attention or whatever. He's like, and you shouldn't, you know, I'm not just a face, you know, I'm real handy. And, you know, he's like, basically trying to let me know he's a good, he should be considered, you know, for more than just assisting around my yard or whatever. So funny. But okay, goodness, I always gotta give the background of shit. So the point of all that was really just to point out the one thing that he said in terms of me needing to move. Yeah, move out of this house. You don't need to whatever. And you know what's crazy about that? I was just getting comfortable, like accepting where I'm at, you know, in terms of my physical space, because I don't dislike it. I was about to say I like my neighborhood. Not so true, not all the way. That's not all the way true. It's all right, but inside, I actually love my place. Oh, and he actually has said something like, you know, it's all right, whatever. I don't know if he had seen it before I moved in or whatever, but he ain't been in my place since I've been here. But you know, he might have seen the one next door, which is, I guess, is pretty similar or whatever. So he's like, basically, you know, like it ain't all, you know, it ain't all that. But see, for me, I actually do love the inside, as long as these big country ass bugs ain't coming up in my place. Listen, y'all, because I'm not from the country, so you know, we dealt with like smaller bugs where I'm from. We dealt with ants, you know, just make sure you ain't leaving out food and shit and sugar and sweet stuff. Sometimes we dealt with mice, sometimes, but not very often. That was when we lived in like central California with big ass fields and stuff, like just fields, big old fields all around. So then those field mice would make it into our place if we weren't careful. And then other than that, it was like, I guess they call them house roaches. Like, I'm be honest, like I grew up in the hood, but don't mean that we lived nasty. It's just that if you weren't careful, you could, like, if you were attracting anything into your house, it was roaches, ants, maybe mice, maybe not even rats, but mice. But you know, we knew how to get rid of all that. Like, I remember one time, okay, I moved into my own place, Long Beach, California. And I had to clear it out. It was kind of infested with roaches, and I had to do what I had to do in order to clear it out. And after some time, there were no more roaches. You know, so, but here in the country, y'all, the big, oh, they so big. They so fucking big. And the only time I saw something as big as the ones that I be seeing out here was in Long Beach one time. Another place I stayed at in Long Beach. And I had to realize after my research, I attracted it into my place because I had my flashlight on from my phone because it was dark. And this is when I learned you don't do that. If you're not like in a super secure place, don't do that because they attracted to light. Especially that type of light. That's that powerful ass light. And so I had to do the research. Found out I had attracted into my place for the first time. This was my first encounter with a bug like this. And these are the type of bugs that I be seeing out here in the country now. Big, they're not roaches. I guess they're family. They're part of the family roaches, but they not roaches. They not even water bugs. They bigger than that. And it was so big. And look, y'all, I'm telling you the story real fast. Because I was reading a book. And so, but I had my lights off. Usually when I can, I like my lights off. I like to be low light, you know, maybe a candle on, maybe some low light on. Like, I'm real sensitive sensory wise, right? So not too much sound, not too much light, none of that. When I can. Okay, so I had my light off, and this is how you know I didn't know this rule yet. Don't do that, you know. And plus, where I lived, like, I was directly next to like the main street, you know, and the little slit of grass and yard and dirt, and with a tree literally in front of my door. And then I was next to an alleyway that also had a dumpster over there because there was a burger stand and a barber shop over there that shared a parking lot. And then the dumpster was there. And then we had a dumpster for our apartment unit. So it was another dumpster. So, you know, I was surrounded by a lot of environment that I'm sure housed that type of creature, maybe, if not just flies, you know. So I even had to battle flies one time trying to infest my place. So anyway, what happened? I'm reading the book. I got that bright ass light on, my flashlight on my phone on to read the book, but I got my lights off in my place. My lights are off. Y'all, when I think about it to this day, it just make me feel some type of way. I just felt something fly and hit my ear. I hated it. It hit my ear. It hit my ear. It hit my ear. So y'all, it hit my ear. My ear. I was so mad and scared. Look, I was living in California. Don't judge me. So it hit my ear. And then, you know, it was dark. It was dark when I dropped my phone, of course, right? Like, what the fuck? Right, so growing up, I never experienced nothing like that. Like, I'm sorry. Like, the roaches we experienced growing up they didn't fly. They didn't fly, y'all. They didn't fly. Hit my ear. Right, drop my phone. Jump up. Right. And in the dark, I could see it on my pillow. I could see it, y'all. On my pillow, I could see it. Oh, so, but I couldn't see it clearly, but I saw the outline. Like, this shit is big, right? But I'm shook. I'm shook. Look, I tried to say stunned and shook at the same time. So I grabbed my book. I grabbed my book, y'all. Whatever I was reading, I don't remember. I grabbed my book. Because I'm just, ooh. And it's dark, y'all. My phone is down. My light must be on the other, hidden downwards. Grab my book. And I peed out. I see the pillow. And I hit it with my book towards the wall. But when I hit it and I'm by myself, I hit it. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I hit it with my book. What the fuck is that? Y'all, I heard it hit the wall. Oh my God, I'm so silly out of it. Oh shit. I heard it hit the wall, y'all. I didn't know what it was. I didn't, because it was still dark. Even when I saw it on the pillow, I didn't really see it, but I saw it, I saw it, but I didn't really see it. So I didn't know what it was. I just knew it was big. It hit my ear, so it attacked me. That's all I knew, was that it attacked me. Okay, y'all. Hit the wall. I heard it hit the motherfucking wall. So I made it to my light switch. I turn on the light. I don't see nothing, but I got some stuff. I got a desk, and I had a mop with a bucket. So bucket's empty, but I had the bucket with the mop. I lived in this little studio apartment. The bucket with the mop right there. So I'm like, it gotta be behind that bucket. It gotta be behind that bucket, because I turned on the light too quick. To me, if it had already escaped forward, well, this was some other shit, and I needed to move out ASAP. Because not long after it hit the wall, I turned the light on. So I'm like, I'm supposed to hear it or see it from moving forward. So something telling me it's behind the mud. It's behind the bucket. I might have checked it out from the side. I can't remember. But I do remember still being very surprised when it started crawling from behind the bucket. Oh God, just think about it. Oh, it was so big. Oh my God, it was so big. Look, I've grown since I moved to the country, because I've seen more of those. Even though I don't know yet if anything has been as big as that. Like that, to me, I was like, I grew up out here in this was Long Beach, but Compton, LA, Watts, Carson, it's all the freaking same for the most part. And like, I ain't never seen nothing like this. So I'm there, right? I'm me in the bucket for now, because I'm like, I need to get to whatever is behind you, Mr. Bucket, okay? And I'm ready for war, because I don't know if it's gonna fly. It done flew to my ear, so I don't know what it's gonna do, right? Oh, I'm so scared, right? I'm back in that moment, y'all. I'm back in it right now as I talk about it. I did something to move the bucket, and the shit started crawling, and it was big. I don't care. It was big. I'm not exaggerating. It was big. It was big, like this. Like, compared to my mouth. Yeah, it was about, yep. So imagine that hitting your ear. Like, it was big. That's big. That's big. Yeah. Yep. That was it. Because I was scared shitless. What the fuck is that? It started moving behind the bucket. It moved a little fast. But not fast enough, right? Because I'm, adrenaline, all that. And I go after it. And I'm like, spraying. don't know what I was spraying, y'all. Some cleaner. Spraying. It made it all the way around. Ooh, I'm sorry. Ooh. What was that? I don't know. It made it all around, all the way around. It could be my orange juice. I had some orange juice. But made it all the way around my work desk, which was pretty big. And I noticed it was headed for the window. Okay, it was headed for the window, which it probably came through. Okay, so, cause then what happened? I had this thing, it started crawling up. Oh my goodness, it started crawling up this I had this thing that I used to use for like when I did videos in the past that probably can't be found nowhere no more on the internet, but so it was like this background thing that I had, and it was super big. I never folded it all the way back down. I just would stand it up and let it cover my window. It was a pretty ghetto setup. So I was looking for it because I lost it, the bug, or the little monster, right? And so I found it crawling. No, what it did, it was crawling on the other side though. So it was behind. Yeah, it was crawling up that thing, but on the other side. I think I saw it through somehow I saw it through it because it was a little see-through, maybe, I guess. I think that's how it went. So I'm hitting the thing, whatever, trying to get rid of it. It climbs over the top of the thing. So now I see it even closer, and this fucking thing is huge. So I wasn't no just gotcha. I'm like spraying like shooting it, shooting, and I'm scared because this thing big, and I'm thinking it's supposed to fly, but then it ain't flying. So I'm like, oh, okay, so it can't fly all the time or something like that. So anyway, y'all, I get it. I kill it, but that shit was big. I say all that to say what was I saying? I see some of them things sometimes out here in the country where I live, right? Again, I don't know yet if I've encountered anything that big. I don't. Maybe close, but I don't know. Like, that was something to me. Where the hell does this come from? I never seen something like this while growing up in all my, at that time, 31 years of living. Never. So started doing some research though, because I was really concerned. Eventually found you can't just, well, not you can't, but I guess depending on where you live, they're attracted to that light. They're attracted to light. So when it flew and hit my ear, I eventually had to understand it wasn't trying to attack me. It was actually aiming for the light. But then I learned they fly awkwardly. So they can fly, but not really. Like they can take flight, but they can't really last like that. So it ended up accidentally, I'm sure it was an accident, I have a heart, right? Tried to make it to the light. Caroline, I don't know. So anyway, out here where I live currently, my place, it was a fun story to tell, but that's where it ends. To relate back to where I started because of that story, or before I got to that story, I like where I live. Like, it's really cool for me as a single individual. Like, I'm not living with anybody, being crammed up, living on top of them on top of me. It's my own place. It works for me. Like, even that place that I just described, where that monster made it into my place, broke into my place. Like, that place was so small compared to where I live now. And so where I live now, I'm just saying, like, I had just gotten to a place of like, I kind of like it here. I can kind of work with this, because before that, it was just, I just kept on having this longing of like wanting to change things up. But that's how I typically am. And I don't know if it's my design makeup or something that I have to overcome. But I just kept on having this longing for being elsewhere, to have more, to be in a better this, a better that. And it's like my current place really works for me. Even though it's, of course, my thing is, you can always do better. We as humans will always want something else, something more, something different, because we're made to be curious. When we're no longer being curious, we're shutting down something very fundamental to ourselves. We're always meant to be curious and learn more. That's why we're like that when we're children. No matter what it is you're learning, whether you're learning something that society deems bad or not, because we know we got all different types of stuff you can be learning as a child. All different types of stuff. It can be considered destructive and actually be destructive, or it can be considered beneficial and constructive and actually be that way. But we do know that all the different types of possibilities exist. You can be learning something that you think is constructive and beneficial, and then eventually you realize, well, it's beneficial and constructive in this way, but destructive and not helpful in other ways, and then vice versa with everything else. So basically, I'm just saying, where I currently am, the night before the full moon commenced, this new moon in Taurus on May 19th. So May 18th, I was getting all these downloads and stuff that was like expressing the magic that was happening within me and above me and around me and for me, and that was happening, that I was tapping into even energetically. And it was telling me that concept of contentment, which is spoken about in the Bible, which I have not always understood. Basically, May 18th this year of 2023, I got a clear understanding of that. Like when the Bible says, you shall not want, I got an understanding of that, a clear understanding of that. Why? Not saying you shall not, I say, it's not like you shall not desire more for yourself, right? It's not that at all. But it's like you shall not want outside of yourself, beyond yourself, because you eventually realize everything that you want and need, and everything that you need to access in order to get what you want and need, in order to receive what you want and need. After realizing what it is that you actually want and need, all of that, the realization of all that, the knowledge of all that, and the actual receptivity of all that, and thus the having of all that, it all happens within. It all happens within first, and it all happens within. That's what I want to say. It all happens within. It all is within you. When Jesus said in the Bible, the kingdom of heaven is within you, that's what it is. And I just feel like on May 18th, 2023, I got the clearest understanding of that I've ever gotten before. And what's crazy about that is that 8 years ago, 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. No, that's not 8, that's 13. 13, sorry. 13 years ago, May 16th, I was baptized by choice by a church that I had joined while at school. Mind you, I already grew up going to a church who baptized me when I was a little girl. But it was like tradition. So then I go to school, meet this, I go to this church where eventually they recruit me. They recruit me to eventually then be baptized by them, because they say, you want to you want to discard your original baptism because you want to be able to know that this is what you choose to do, So then 2010, so I was 20. I had this 20 years old. I decided, okay, I want this. So I was baptized at the beach. I took it so seriously, I got it tattooed on my arm. Is this it? Yeah. You want to see it? I'll show you. It's right here on my arm, on my shoulder. It may be my thumbnail. Yeah, let's make that my thumbnail. May 16th, 2010. So that was the day I got baptized, by choice. So it was funny because I feel like that's when I first started going on my own journey spiritually, away from like tradition and family. I remember even telling my family about it and stuff, and they were not for it, because many different things, but they weren't for it. So but it was something I felt like made sense. Like, yeah, like if I have children, I would want them to be able to choose, like if this is something that they actually want to do, not have it forced upon them because it's tradition, So that was when I was still very much so Christian, and then I became super Christian. Okay, super Christian. And now I'm not Christian at all. I am just a spiritual person who really respects and honors and resonates with the story of Jesus Christ in our canonical Bible and the Gnostic scriptures as well. So see, that's why I can't call myself Christian, because Christianity don't honor Gnostic scriptures. I also have learned from the Gnostic scriptures, and actually the Gnostic scriptures is what brought me back to the canonical Bible. Anyway, so where am I at? Yeah, okay, 13 years ago. So just about 13 years ago, I was baptized in that way. But see, even in the Bible, it'll tell you that eventually you'll also then be baptized. And mind you, this was not Jesus saying, oh, all Christians, this is going to be your process. He wasn't using the term Christians. That's not what he was doing at all. I can go into that, but I won't. He was just talking about spiritual development, soul salvation. Everybody being born and being created by the Creator, us all remembering who we are, where we come from, and thus where we're going, or where we can choose to go. So one of the things that he said, or they eventually said, was that there will be a baptism by fire. And so I don't know, y'all. I kind of feel like that's what this significance of this May 18th situation, because it was just serious clarification through these downloads happening, and not like it was just out of nowhere, because I tell you, every day there's some type of development that happens, there's some type of processing that happens, even if I don't write anything down, because I don't write every single day, but something happens every day. So May 18th comes, and I'm just like in bed, and I keep on being made to write in my journal as I'm watching this movie, or these other like spiritual soul tribe videos from people who I often resonate with. And the messages wasn't coming from them. It was coming from here. But it was just like, as my mind is captivated on these things, there's this other part of my mind, our mind and heart, that is open to just the divine communicating with me, and this clarification coming through, or whatever I'm watching is assisting in removing blockages, so that this clarification that's really been stored up in my energy is now being processed through. So whatever it is that's really going on, that was the outcome, the resulting outcome, that I was realizing that really at the end of the day, everything occurs first and last. I keep on. I don't want to claim acid reflux, y'all. I think it's just because my orange juice, I did eat. So maybe all that. It's just, churning. So, but yeah. So, what else is happening on the inside? Union, marriage of your two selves. There's perhaps two selves, and look, this is just me documenting my progression in my spiritual development and spiritual journey. And this is where I'm at. There is this sense of two, which we all know about this duality situation. It's so respected in just our everyday lives. The penny, heads and tails. Race, black and white. Even the chessboard, black and white, or the checkers board, black and red. Now I just thought about that song, Black and Yellow, which now it makes me think about the bee, the bumblebee. What else? There's so much in terms of the two, right? Oh, left and right, left and right, you split us down the middle. It's left and right. Two of it. Look, that I can stop there. Two nostrils, two eyes, two ears, two hands. 50-50 makes 100, right? Like 1 and 1. Marriage between two beings typically is the typical, right? So anyway, it makes me think about all of that. So like this external respect of duality and these twos, this 1 and 1 equals 2 situation, right? And concept of unity of two, okay? It first has to occur within, right? And so I feel like one of the greatest mysteries of spirituality, cloaked by religion, has been revealed to me. Okay? And it is all about the uniting and the marriage of your inner two divine counterparts. Yes, that just makes me smile, because typically I've been thinking of, and mostly divine counterparts is spoken of as a male and a woman, a guy and not always. It's a divine masculine and a divine feminine. It is not always male and male, or male and female. Sometimes male and male, sometimes female. It embraces all of that. The rainbow, right? So divine masculine, divine feminine, meaning just those divine counterparts, dominantly masculine or feminine. Okay, but the real magic, y'all, happens when it's within yourself. It's within yourself, your left brain, your right brain. I'm thinking your heart, your mind. I definitely went like this for heart. That's not what I meant. Your heart, your mind, your inner masculine and feminine, your inner father and mother. Yes, your inner yin and yang, your inner yin and yang. So that's where I'm at now, y'all, and that happened on May 18th. So for us to get to the new moon on May 19th, and the new moon being in Taurus, which rules the second house, number 2 of our astrology charts, and it is the second constellation sign, Taurus. All I'm getting is it's all about unity. So it does not have to be, it's all about unity, but it doesn't, divine unity, but it doesn't have to be you and another person. And I'm gonna let y'all know something. I'm gonna be real transparent. I love being transparent, even though some people probably uncomfortable, but I do. I love it because I don't know, it just be wanting to come out, so I let it come out. So anyway, I had some plans. I can't make this long because I literally did not empty my storage for videos and stuff in my camera, so I'm being limited to like 53 minutes, so I gotta hurry up. I just want to say I had plans to go see this really good movie that I still really want to see with this person who I met recently, right? This guy, who I was kind of on the fence about, because I'm like, he doesn't initiate enough for me. Like, where's the communication if I'm not igniting the communication. I haven't been feeling that. I met him like now 2-3 weeks ago. Okay, so, but since I had opened my big mouth, and because he had said he liked action movies, so I was like, oh, we should go see Fast X, right? Because it's an action movie, and I love action movies too. So I'm like, oh, we should go see. So about a week after I last talked to him, it was like time was going by, probably 2 weeks. I don't know, maybe I don't know. Lots of time was going by, several days. We'll say that, several days, and I wasn't hearing from him. But I'm like, okay, whatever, it's fine. And he had kind of hinted to, I guess he don't really initiate. That to me, that's kind of weird. I don't know. It's weird to me. It's weird. Don't feel right. But I'm like, you know what? I'm the one that said something about the movie. He did agree to it, so I'm gonna follow through on what I said. So then I hit him up earlier this week, like, hey, I'm just letting you know I didn't forget about a movie. My idea about us going to the movies. Let me know if you're still down. Blah blah blah. Moving forward with the plans. Made the plans. It was supposed to be today because the movie was released in theaters where I'm at yesterday. So made plans for today. Earlier he had to cancel, asking to reschedule. Now, mind you, I already told you I've been waiting, not waiting, but it's like I just noticed he's not a really huge communicator when it comes to initiating the communication, and I am not trying to set myself up in a partnership or anything with anybody who don't talk unless you're spoken to. That's not gonna be. I don't do that, right? So like, you gotta let me know you actually want to talk to me, not just because I hit you up. You know? Like, oh, I'm only talking to you because I'm responding to your initiative. No, we gotta share initiative. We gotta share this. So look, yesterday was already so I was kind of the impression, right? Oh, I just met this guy. He seemed like a cool guy. I mean, besides that so far, but who knows? This could be my divine masculine, blah, 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 right? But I'm like, okay, well, regardless, because then these downloads started coming. My union is not going to be missed at this time of divine unions on a mass scale just because I haven't met the right person. I'm not doing that to myself no more. So I feel like all my spiritual self is in alignment with that realization. I am now married. Like, my internal parts, my internal groom with my internal bride is married. Okay, we had a wedding. I think we got engaged on May 18th. We got married today, earlier sometime on this new moon night. But my time is really about to be over, y'all. So I just want to say it's all about yourself first. Okay, first, and at the end of the day, it is about you, your higher self, your lower self, your left brain, your right brain, your thought, your heart. All right, don't forget that, and don't let yourself have to depend on finding another human in order to be happy in regards to love in this world. Till next time, I see you. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.